Hi, Steve Adubato here. It feels like she's bordering on my co-host. She's been with us so many times, but so many important things to talk about. Michele Siekerka, President and Chief Executive Officer of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, will put up the website for BIA in just a moment. Michele, thank you so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Steve.
Michele, as I was reading, same here, when I was reading about your comments regarding the budget that was struck, the $50.6 billion budget, the spending plan, the end of June, we're taping later in the summer. You said that small business was ignored. Be specific, make that case.
Well, in all fairness, there's no direct relief to New Jersey small business, right? There was an additional $50 million put into the Main Street program, in all fairness. And there are some other pockets of things, money to manufacturing, so important, workforce development, et cetera. No wholesale comprehensive direct relief to New Jersey's small business. And we have been screaming from the rafters about the need for this, right? The governor was excited about the anchor program, direct property tax relief.
Property tax relief, right? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes. To property tax owners. Guess who owns 50% of that responsibility across the state of New Jersey for property tax? New Jersey business. No relief for New Jersey business on property tax, right? So, Steve, we truly felt in the business community, we put a lot on the table. The Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund, don't start me. That was the opportunity.
No, Michele, it's exactly what I was going to ask you. What is the Unemployment Trust Fund, A, and B, what's the concern you have about it?
So the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund is the fund that affords people on unemployment who work the opportunity to get money. The employee and the employer both pay into that fund, okay? What happened during COVID, obviously, the world was on unemployment. So we had to take a loan, right? Companies were told to send their employees home, and they stayed home longer than imagined. The employers, New Jersey business, did not create the break in the uninsurance trust fund, right? They didn't cause it to be overrun by the need. The fact that everybody had to go home for COVID caused it. We were the first closed and the longest closed. What did we ask for? We asked, please use some of our federal dollars or our super surplus, all this money we have in the state of New Jersey right now, right?
Hold on, Michele. Well, Michele, hold on. Sorry for interrupting. Michele's referring to the billions of dollars sent from the federal government to the states in connection with COVID relief. Use some of that money plus the surplus money, more income tax revenue, et cetera, to the state to do what?
To replenish that fund so that New Jersey businesses would not have to see a tax increase for 3 years to replenish the fund. Now, the governor has said for the last year, no new taxes, right? Guess what? New Jersey businesses got a new tax July 1 of 2021, right? The first increase in order to help replenish. They got another one July 1, 2022, and they're going to get another one July 1, 2023. The obligations being placed on New Jersey businesses to increase their cost of doing business to pay more money into that fund when it wasn't their fault that that fund was overrun. What
did the governor and his people say about that?
We're looking for the most bang for our buck. Okay, we want to make sure that when we bring money to New Jersey business, we're getting the most bang for our buck. Our business community said that's what they wanted and what they needed. And all we asked for, we didn't ask for the $1 billion, Steve. We asked in this last bill for $330 million. $330 million to bring direct relief to New Jersey small business. Companies that employ 1,000 employees or less, not even the large corporations. We compromised. We said, okay, the large corporations will get cut out. This was the most compromised bill. Thank you to the New Jersey legislature, the assembly that passed that bill. And in the 11th hour, unfortunately, the governor directed the sponsors in the Senate to pull the bill. And that's public. I'm not saying anything out of turn, right? They're going to take it up in the fall. Why does the New Jersey business community have to wait for relief to be considered in the fall when we have a ton of surplus money in the $51 billion budget that was just passed?
For those of you wondering, hey, Steve, why don't you ask the governor about that? We will, in fact, be having the governor on. This, I guarantee you, will be a topic of conversation, giving the governor a chance to respond. Let's talk childcare. You know, our series, the graphic will be up as we speak right now, Reimagine Childcare. It's a long-standing series we're doing on greater public awareness around the affordability, accessibility, quality childcare. The initiative that you and your colleagues at the Business and Industry Association have supported, Thriving by 3, it provides more dollars to licensed child care organizations, more state money into Head Start, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a huge initiative. We'll have Senator Teresa Ruiz, the leader of that, sponsor of that bill, on talking about it. What does that have to do with the economy of the state and the business of the state, Michele Siekerka?
Well, we learned crystal clear during COVID that when our child care facilities were not open or were open with limited capacity, that our working parents couldn't get back to work. Now, we had a child care crisis in New Jersey before COVID. COVID only unleashed the next level of that crisis. So we have advocated tirelessly for more money to be put into the industry, also to be put toward parents for accessibility and affordability, right? So there was a 10-bill package. Thank you, Senator Ruiz. NJBIA worked hand in hand with the senator and her colleagues to see that bill package go through. Shout out to Alexis Bailey, who's our lobbyist on this issue. She did a fantastic job working with the senator on this relief that's desperately needed.
And the governor signed off on that.
Yes.
Just to be clear. So this is an example of bipartisan cooperation, the business community working with other organizations to get this done. So it can. So, Michele, my question is, it can be done. Meaningful public policy with Democrats, Republicans, the unions, labor, business community coming together. It can happen. No?
No, it can be done, but I do want to point out one challenge here. Okay,
sure.
The bill was signed, and that's go forward now, and those are excellent programs. Again, we advocated tirelessly on the policy. There was a $700 million appropriation made last October 2021. To the childcare industry. Hardly a penny of that money's made it out on the street yet. It's in the regulatory process, programs still being stood up on how they're going to get that money out to the industry. Steve, where are we when this is being aired, right? Okay, October 2021, $700 million not out on the street to that industry. In the meantime, we don't have the seats, the staff, all right, and the needs filled in the childcare industry that we could have been working on the last 6 months.
Sorry, Michele, before I let you go, real quick, 30 seconds or less. Netflix, New Jersey, production hub. Go ahead. Go. 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. We did a great editorial that we hope that Netflix can come to Fort Monmouth, the Fort Monmouth Economic Revitalization Authority. You know, there's this huge swath of property that was before, right, Fort Monmouth. And now we have the opportunity for a great redevelopment plan there. Netflix put in an RFP. They're going to create thousands of jobs. They are going to stimulate the economy. And we have some good tax credits to help them to do it. So fingers crossed on that project. It could be great for New Jersey. Michele
Siekerka, President and CEO, New Jersey Business and Industry Association. New Jersey Business is their publication. We have a media collaboration together with them. Michele, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
As always, Steve, thanks so much.
You got it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Think Tank with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare, TD Bank, the Fidelco Group, University Hospital, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, Choose New Jersey, Operating Engineers, Local 825, New Brunswick Development Corporation, and by NJM Insurance Group. Promotional support provided by NJ.com. And by New Jersey Globe.
I'm Tim Sullivan, CEO of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Since joining the NJEDA, I've been struck by the incredible assets and resources that New Jersey has to offer. The NJEDA is working every day to grow New Jersey's economy in a way that maximizes the values of those assets to benefit every single New Jersey resident. This includes more support for small businesses and a focus on reclaiming New Jersey's position as a leader in the innovation economy. Visit njeda.com to learn more about how NJEDA is building a stronger and fairer New Jersey economy.